The Buffalo Bills cut ties with former first-round pick Kaiir Elam this offseason, shipping him to the Dallas Cowboys in a trade. It turns out the change of scenery has done wonders for the cornerback, who is putting the struggles of his days in Buffalo behind him and is now in line for a starting job. Kaiir Elam back in starting role. The Bills drafted Elam in 2022 with the hopes he could fill the void created by an injury to Tre'Davious White, and Elam did at first. After the Bills jumped up the board in the first round to snag him, Elam began the season as a starter, but eventually lost his job to fellow rookie Christian Benford. Elam continued to struggle, falling down the depth chart in Buffalo until he was traded in March. He has fared much better in Dallas, with reporter Joseph Hoyt of the Dallas Morning News calling Elam one of the biggest surprises of training camp. In Dallas, it's been completely different for Elam. He's had opportunities. He's made the most of them. He's been confident, sparked by consistent play since he arrived, Hoyt wrote. He's been the one immovable object in the Cowboys' rotating secondary this offseason. He was fantastic in minicamp and OTAs, and he carried that over to camp. Elam looks like a surefire starter for the Cowboys. He's standing out on a regular basis. If he can do this in the regular season, it could be one of the better trades the Cowboys have made in recent memory. Bills have their own competition in the secondary. While Benford has held on to the starting job that he earned in his rookie season, there is some competition for the spot opposite him in the secondary. The Bills used a first-round draft pick, their first on a cornerback since Elam, to take Kentucky's Maxwell Hairston. Hairston appeared in line to earn a starting job before suffering a leg injury at training camp that the team classified as week-to-week. White, who returned to the team after spending the 2024 season with the Los Angeles Rams and Baltimore Ravens, now appears to be the frontrunner for the job. But White struggled a bit in the team's preseason opener against the New York Giants, leading the Athletic's Joe Buscaglia to suggest that there could be more competition for the starting job. White played every snap of the first two series, but it was a bit of a miss, Buscaglia wrote. The Giants targeted him on underneath throws, with receivers getting separation. After a catch was made in front of White, the cornerback had some difficulty bringing down the ball carrier to minimize the gain. Tackling has never been White's strong suit, but it was less of an issue earlier in his career when his coverage skills were at their best. It's only one game, and White has had a strong training camp. It's something to monitor over the next few weeks ahead of the regular season to see if it becomes a trend. Perhaps the key to unlocking the full potential of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is getting 2024 first-round pick Tyler Guyton to play up to his potential, not an easy task considering he's been injured for the last few weeks. Guyton suffered a bone fracture in his knee at the end of July that was projected to keep him out for 4 to 6 weeks, but, according to head coach Brian Schottenheimer, Guyton has already begun doing walkthrough work at practice. The slow speed stuff, because he needs that mentally to kind of stay prepared, Schottenheimer told The Athletic's John Machota. He's doing well. Not putting a timeline on it, but I've been very pleased with what I've seen from him. The intensity that he's attacking the rehab and the way he's working is not normal for a second-year player. I'm very proud of him for that. That might mean there's an outside chance Guyton could be back for the Cowboys season opener on Thursday Night Football on the road against the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles on September 4th. The Dallas Cowboys dodged a major injury concern when an MRI revealed left tackle Tyler Guyton did not suffer a torn anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee during Monday's practice, ESPN's Todd Archer wrote on July 28. He sustained a bone fracture and is looking at a recovery of 4 to 6 weeks, but will not require surgery, according to a source. Guyton called weak link on offensive line. Yahoo Sports NFL reporter Michael Mittelhusch-Schwartz put Guyton on his list of 9 NFL players who need to step up after rough rookie years before the start of training camp. Guyton, 6'8" and 322 pounds, was the number 29 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft out of Oklahoma and signed a 4-year, $13.15 million rookie contract. A rough transition to the professional level seemed inevitable for Guyton, who offered an enticing package of athleticism but lacked the refinement to engender much trust as a rookie as he flipped from right tackle to the left side, Mittelhusch-Schwartz wrote. The number 29 overall pick started 11 games for the Cowboys and proved to be a weak link for the line, committing 18 penalties while struggling mightily against in both pass protection and run blocking. Guyton, one of NFL's worst as rookie. There weren't many NFL offensive tackles worse than Guyton in 2024, when he registered an anemic 49.4 overall grade from PFF. That ranked him 115th out of 140 eligible players at his position. The 2024 draft became known for its record run on offensive picks, with the first 14 picks all offensive players. Guyton was the last of 8 offensive linemen selected, one of 6 offensive tackles. According to PFF's overall grades, Guyton was the worst of the 8 rookies and the only one who graded in the 40s. Los Angeles Chargers offensive tackle Joe Alt, the number 5 overall pick, was the best with a 77.6 overall grade. In 2025, for the third time in 4 years, the Cowboys used their first-round pick on an offensive lineman, taking Alabama offensive guard Tyler Booker with the number 12 overall pick. I wasn't drafted by them. I'm not their guy. Every day, I've got to prove it. People always say, he's got potential, but I want to be the product. These were the candid words of Breece Hall when asked about his future with the New York Jets. He's well aware that he doesn't fit the identity of this new regime. With no contract extension on the way, Hall is heading into what could be a lame duck year. For the Jets, allowing Hall to decline into free agency would mean losing him for nothing. It makes far more sense to trade him mid-season and recoup a draft pick rather than watch his value erode. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys have cultivated a reputation, or at least fans believe, that they never fully commit to a championship pursuit. Some fans go as far as to say the team has enough talent but lacks the all-in mindset that defines contenders. That perception may be exaggerated, but it's clear the Cowboys would benefit from a bold move that signals serious intent for a title run. An internal competition at running back featuring Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams is respectable, but the idea of adding a running back entering his final contract year, like Breece Hall, could electrify the roster. Why the New York Jets make this Breece Hall trade? Hall himself said, "I'm around a new GM, new coaches, a lot of new faces. So for me, I've got to prove that I'm the guy every day. I feel like my skill set, I'm a 3-down back and second to none to a lot of backs in the league." That mindset is precisely what a playoff-hungry team needs. This year appears to be a rebuild. A new head coach, new quarterback, fresh front office leadership. It's all in flux. The fanbase's belief in Justin Fields and the offense feels premature. Fields has never been a dominant passer. During his start stints with the Steelers, he only passed for over 200 yards in 2 of 6 starts. Relying heavily on him and playing a committee-style running back system while hoping for a playoff berth likely sets the Jets up for disappointment by mid-December. Instead, the Jets should be looking to the future. Backs like Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis are waiting in the wings. Why sign Hall to a 2 to 3 year extension at a premium rate when a fresh crop of talent can be developed affordably? The Jets' reluctance to offer an extension before the season starts speaks volumes about their long-term vision. Supporting this perspective, TWSN's Michael O'Hara highlighted Hall's upside. Hall took a slight step back when it came to his production in 2024, but he is still one of the premier dual-threat running backs in the NFL. Let's not forget that he had over 1,500 scrimmage yards in 2023 after returning from an ACL tear. Why would the Cowboys trade for Hall? Last season, Dallas leaned heavily on Rico Dowdle, and this year they've replaced him with free agents Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, and rookie Jaden Blue. While all three are intriguing, none provides the established explosiveness that Hall brings. Sanders has struggled in Carolina. Williams looked sluggish with Denver, and Blue is still developing. Meanwhile, Hall has proven talent and untapped upside, still just 24 years old, playing behind one of the strongest defensive lines and surrounded by playmakers like an ascending CeeDee Lamb and a fully healthy Dak Prescott. Under Brian Schottenheimer's high-powered offensive system, which tends to yield over 4,000 passing yards from Prescott, Hall could thrive and add a dangerous layer to the offense. This isn't to diminish Blue, Sanders, or Williams, but rather to highlight the clashing realities. Hall's departure from the Jets could mirror Saquon Barkley's resurgence when he left the Giants for the Eagles. A change of scenery can be transformative. In summary, a mid-season trade sending Hall to Dallas for a fourth-round pick gives both teams what they need. The Jets get a tangible return on a player they're unlikely to re-sign. The Cowboys get a dynamic, proven weapon who could change their offensive trajectory. It's a scenario that makes strategic sense for all involved.